How much is a $1,000 investment 10 years ago worth in 2021? The date is January 2011 and you have $1,000 cash to spare. You are looking for a place to bury your money, forget about it, and dig it out 10 years after. Where do you think is the best place to do it? These are some of your options. You have banks, bonds, stock market, mutual funds, and cryptocurrencies. In this video, I will be giving you an overview about these financial instruments and how much return you can get from your investment after 10 years. The values that will be presented here are based on historical data and is not intended to be used as a financial advice. Number 1 is putting your money in a bank. It may be savings account or time deposit account. The interest rate you can get from your deposit varies from bank to bank. The average interest rate for a savings account is 0.5%, while that of a time deposit account is at 2%. This means that you can get 0.5% or a 2% increase on your money, and this will be compounded every year for 10 years. In 2021, you stand to gain $51 for savings and $219 for time deposit. Not a lot, right? Your money will just be 1.05 times and 1.22 times of what you had 10 years ago. In fact, you are losing money with a savings account and just be break-even using a time deposit account. And that is because of inflation. Inflation is the decline of purchasing power of a given currency over time. It is the percentage increase in prices of goods in a specified year. You should only put money in the bank for convenience, if you need a secure place to hide your money that need to get in and out quickly. Putting your money in a bank is not a means to growing your money. On the contrary, the bank is making money out of your money by lending it out to other people at a much higher interest rate. Number 2, we have bonds. A bond is a loan made by an investor, which is you, to a borrower, typically corporations or governments, to finance their projects and operations. Companies issue bonds because bond markets offer more favorable terms and lower interest rates compared to banks. It is referred to as a fixed income instrument since bonds traditionally pay the fixed interest rate called coupon rate to debt holders. Variable interest rates are also now quite common. Bonds have maturity dates at which point the principal amount must be paid back in full or risk default. With a 5% coupon rate on your $1,000 investment, you will be paid $50 per year or a total of $500 for 10 years in 2021. Your investment has now become $1,500, giving you a 1.5 times return. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of investing in bonds? First advantage is that you receive income through simple interest payments that is not compounding. Next is that if you hold the bond to maturity, which is in this case is 10 years, then you get your principal back. For the disadvantages, it gives less return potential compared to other investment options which will be covered later on in this video. Next is that companies can default on your bonds. While this is an unlikely case, there is still a low risk of losing your money. Given all these, bonds still give you higher returns compared to banks. Number 3, we have stocks. Owning a stock means owning a share of a company, but it does not mean you will have a say in the company's operations. To get this privilege, you will need to get a significant percentage of the total number of shares. In short, a lot of money. In order to buy a stock, you will need the assistance of a stockbroker. This service is offered in many online platforms nowadays. You want to buy a stock at a low price and sell it at a higher price in the future. If the company does well, business is booming, its stock price increases. If it doesn't, it decreases in value. Then you also lose some of your investment. Some companies may also pay dividend, which is a form of a profit sharing or bonus to stockholders. Finding a stock or a company to invest in and buying at a cheap price before the general public recognizes its potential and it skyrockets in price is the best thing that can happen for an investor. The level of reward or return that you will get in stocks depend on the level of risk you are willing to take, or that is, your risk appetite. There is no guarantee that the company whose stock you hold will grow and do well, so you can lose money you invest in stocks. However, the reward you may get is also significantly higher than the previous investment options. Now, in 2011, say you invested in one of the following stocks. Let us see how much money you stand to get in 2021. Let's start with the FAANG companies, the 5 most popular and best performing tech companies. Facebook became a public company in 2012, so you couldn't actually invest in it back in 2011, as what we have in our case in point. But let us say, for the sake of comparison, that you waited and invested in 2012 at $34.03 per share. Through the years, it has acquired Instagram and WhatsApp, allowing its price to reach $273.16 by 2021. This is an 8 times increase in your money. With a daily active user base of 1.8 billion people in 2021, Facebook now has a market cap of $770 billion. So what happened to Apple in a span of 10 years? In 2011, Apple is trading at $11.52 per share and is already the most valued company in the world. In January of the same year, Apple introduced the Mac App Store and iPhone 4 and has a market capitalization of $300 billion. Fast forward to 2021, it is now being traded at $132.69 and the company being valued at $2 trillion, with iPhone 12, iPad, AirPods, Apple TV, and Apple Watch out in the market. Had you invested your $1,000 in Apple, you would have received $11,518 by 2021, which is 11.5 times your money. Next, we have Amazon, which started as a small online book retailer with a price per share of $180 in 2011, has now become a global e-commerce giant, the go-to provider for online shopping and home deliveries, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and the streaming of movies and sports. In 2021, its price is now at $3,256.93 per share, giving you an 18.1 times return on your investment. Currently, its CEO and founder Jeff Bezos is right at the top of Forbes' richest with a net worth of $177 billion. Netflix. Netflix started 20 years back as a DVD rental business and progressed to what we now know as an online streaming service since 2007. In 10 years, Netflix grew its subscriber base from 20 million in 2011 to over 200 million paid subscribers in 2021. If you bought $1,000 worth of shares of Netflix in 2011 at $25.1 per share and sold it at $540.73 by 2021, you would have gotten 21.5 times your initial investment. Google, trading under its parent company Alphabet Incorporated, which was valued at $295.88 in 2011. It owns 70% of the search market share and is the global leader in paid search advertising. It acquired YouTube back in 2006. From 2011 to 2021, its stock price grew 5.9 times, increasing to $1,751.88 per share, and allowing its market cap to raise from $400 billion to over $1.5 trillion. These are all tech stocks. Now let us see what would have happened if you invested in other market sectors. If you invested in Procter & Gamble, you would have had a return of 2.9 times your initial investment. Although not as big as the gains from the previous stocks, it is still a significant return which beats bonds and banks. However, you can also lose money when investing in stocks. Let us look at the case of Fluor Corporation, an American multinational engineering and construction firm. Your initial investment of $1,000 would have turned into a mere $280. You would have lost over 70% of your investment. One of the best performing stocks that you could have invested in is Tesla, the electric vehicle and clean energy company led by billionaire Elon Musk, which is also the founder of SpaceX. Over 10 years, its stock price skyrocketed and you would have got a return of 132 times your investment.
Oh my God! Wow!
The examples presented here assume that you invested in only one stock. However, you should not put all your eggs in one basket. If that basket falls, all your eggs will get shattered. As a practical approach to investing in stocks, you should diversify your investments not just into different companies but also to different market sectors such as banking, tech, real estate, among others. Now for number 4, we have mutual funds. A mutual fund is a pool of money collected from many investors and professionally managed by a fund manager to invest in stocks, bonds, and other financial instruments. Its portfolio is well structured and maintained to match the investment objectives stated in its prospectus, which is a document describing the fund. As the return on investment varies across the different mutual funds available, it is not possible to give an accurate value of what your investment could have turned out to be. However, for comparison purposes, let us just say that the mutual fund you chose is heavy on stocks and diversified enough that it closely matches the general trend of stocks. For this purpose, we will have a look at the performance of Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is the stock market index that tracks 30 of the largest publicly owned blue-chip companies trading in the New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq. In 2011, the index price is $11,577.51, and in 2021, the index price is $30,606.48. This means that your investment of $1,000 has turned into $2,644, a 2.6 times return. Advantages: no expertise is required. The primary advantage of mutual funds is not having to pick stocks and manage investment. Unlike stocks, you just let the fund manager do all the fundamental and technical analysis necessary to arrive at a trade decision. Different funds for different risk appetites. You can choose from different funds, each with its own risk rating. Investing in a high-risk rating fund implies that the fund is heavily composed of aggressive growth instruments such as stocks, while a low-rating fund implies that it leans more on bonds and other relatively secure markets. Diversification. By investing in mutual funds, you are able to invest in small portions of many different sectors. In a way, you are diversifying your investment by putting your money in a single mutual fund, and the risk of losing capital is minimized. For the disadvantages, there are additional fees. Investing in mutual funds means that you also pay a certain portion of your investment into management fees and commissions. No control. As an investor, you do not have a say on which specific stock should be bought into the fund. You will also not get to see the different holdings inside the fund anytime you want. However, you do have the freedom to choose from different funds that match your financial goals prior to committing to one fund. Number 5 is investing in cryptocurrencies. You probably know already that out of all the investment options discussed here, that cryptocurrency would have given you the best return and a big margin at that. In 2011, the price of Bitcoin is at 30 cents, and 10 years later, its price rose to $29,069.3. Your investment of $1,000 would have magically turned into roughly $97 million, a massive 97,000 times return. Bitcoin is the first decentralized peer-to-peer payment network powered by its users with no central authority or middlemen. It was invented in 2008 by a person or group of persons named Satoshi Nakamoto. All transactions are verified through cryptography and recorded in a public ledger called a blockchain. Bitcoins can be exchanged for other currencies, products, and services. Improving upon Bitcoin, there are many other cryptocurrencies in the market, collectively termed altcoin. You have Ethereum, Binance Coin, Dogecoin, and many more. To this day, there are about 9,000 cryptocurrencies, with each one having different characteristics from Bitcoin and aiming to solve different problems in the cash-based society at this time. To wrap it all up, we saw that the lowest growth potential comes from putting your money in the bank. It should only be used as a storage facility for money that you may need short-term. Bonds are a simple conservative way of investing your money and gives you simple interest payments on your principal. Stocks and mutual funds can give you good returns, but there is that risk of losing money. Putting money in stocks is a good way of investing in companies that you believe will perform well in the future. Cryptocurrency to this day possesses the highest growth potential, but you can lose money just as quickly. Knowing all these, it all boils down to the level of your risk appetite and your liquidity needs. What matters is to not let your money sleep and start investing. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos.